Hey, it's Erin. In today's video, we're going to broach the tough topic of how heavy should I lift in order to see results. I consider this topic tough because I'm not there with you. I can't see how difficult those last few reps are for you. So instead, what I'm going to do is explain how to get to that point of lifting heavy enough, what it should feel like, and also demonstrate what it should look like. So without further ado, let's dive into the checklist. Now, first and foremost, you must warm up. This is very important because if you just dive into the workout and put on a bunch of plates, your circulation, your circulatory system is not going to be ready. Your cardiovascular system is not going to be ready. Give those muscles time to get loose. Give yourself time to gauge how you're feeling on that day, because some days are better than others. Some days you might feel very strong. Some days maybe you haven't eaten enough or you haven't slept enough, or perhaps you're just a little bit sore from the previous workout. So adjustments need to be made at that point. The next point on the checklist is to make sure you're tracking your weights from week to week. And a good rule of thumb as far as increasing volume or increasing weight is about a 5 to 10% increase per week. Now understand that this is not infinite, right? So we get to a point where we kind of reach that ceiling of strength. And at that point, we can increase complexity, we can add bands, we can also take a deload and allow our bodies to reset. But tracking is going to be so important. And for me, I'm pretty old school. I like to use a regular notebook. I will just keep track of the weights in the notebook and I kind of circle the best. And then when I go in next week, my goal is to either increase the number of reps or increase the amount of weight lifted. And for me, my rule of thumb is about 5%. So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind. Next point, I would say about 90% of your lifts, you want to go to close to failure, but not hit failure. You don't want to hit absolute failure on every single set, because this is not only tough on your muscles, it's also tough on your central nervous system. Your central nervous system is going to take about twice as long to recover as your muscles do. So you want to protect it. You want to make sure that if you're going to failure, if you're doing a burnout, perhaps it's at the end of a workout, it's maybe once or twice a week, or isolation exercises, something that is not going to be so heavily taxing. Now, leaving 1 to 4 reps in the tank is going to be really important because it allows you to get close to that point of failure, but not push you over the edge of failure. So you always want to feel like you could do another rep, you could do another 2 reps or so. And this is going to go a long way towards helping you achieve your goals and also gauging that difficulty. Because let's say you're doing lateral raises and you stop at 10, but maybe you could do 20. Now, if that's the case, think about going up in weight so you get a little bit closer to failure. Because if you're not training close to failure, you're really not going to be making gains. And an important note, if you're training at home, training to failure becomes difficult with limited equipment. So consider adding bands, adding pause reps, half reps, or partial reps to increase what's known as time under tension. That can be a really helpful way to get you that much closer to failure and help you to continue to see results. Now, the last point on the checklist, we've been talking a lot about failure. What is failure? We have 2 different types, and it's important to know what the 2 different types are so you can recognize it in yourself or help your gym buddy recognize it too. So our muscular failure is when the target muscle gives out. So you absolutely cannot get another rep because you're doing lat pull downs and your lats are just fried. So maybe you get a half a rep and that's it. So muscular failure, I think, is fantastic because it's a great indication as to where that point is. You know, when you stop, when you're not able to lift the weight with that targeted muscle, that's it. Now, mechanical failure is a bit different in that you're able to perform more reps, but on that lat pull down, for example, you will be recruiting every other muscle instead of your lats, and it's going to be ugly. So you're doing that last rep or two, and you can feel your traps kick in, you can feel your rear delts kick in, or your lower back, you start swinging. And again, it is ugly, and you may feel it in your abs, you may feel it somewhere else, but those lats have checked out and you are done training that target muscle, and you have moved on to training something else, training your momentum muscle, which is what we don't want to do, especially for hypertrophy. So those are the two types of failure to look for. And so if you get close to that, if you get between 1 and 4 reps from that, and you're able to consistently progress over your block of training, which is typically about 90 days, then you're going to see really great progress. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to click the bell. You'll be notified when a new video comes out every Wednesday. If there's something particular that you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below and we'll make it happen. If you made it this far, I love you. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Thanks for watching, and until next time, train smart and train hard, y'all.